Good morning to the two people in here. I hope y'all having a wonderful day. Must be two people don't like me. Y'all didn't say good morning back. Good morning to the four people in here. I hope y'all having a good day. Nobody's gonna say good morning back. My feelings are hurt. I want to share something with y'all. Hey, Plum Crazy girl, where you been? Where you been? I haven't seen you in a while in anybody's chats. I ain't seen my sister Rosie lately. What's going on with YouTube? Everybody giving up on YouTube? So, six people in here. Let me go ahead and get started, y'all. So, what is today? Today's Thursday, right? Oh yeah, Plum Crazy. It's been whoo, child. It's been something out there on them streets. Well, it's been quiet though these past couple of days. It's been quiet. But you know somebody gonna come out here and stir the shit up. Especially after I do this here live. It's going somebody gonna stir the shit up. Cause I got something to share with y'all. Tuesday, yes, it was. Yeah, today's Thursday. So y'all. Hey Rosie. I was just talking about you, girl. You wanna come up? Well, Rosie, I'm out of commission for a couple weeks. I'm about to share it with y'all. I know it's gonna be a video made about it, and it's my karma. Oh, that's your karma. You deserve it, and you. Every time y'all mess with me, you get you. Y'all know how that bullshit goes. But anyway, I'm gonna turn my camera on, y'all, and please don't say nothing about my hair. Don't say not one word about my hair, okay? Let me see. Hey, y'all. So, so y'all. Tuesday, I had to have surgery. I had to have a shoulder replacement. And I got home late yesterday. At first they weren't gonna let me come home because my blood pressure was low. And when I tell you it was low, it was low. It was like 71 over 46. That's what my blood pressure was. And because I have congested heart failure, they can't give me like the IV fluids that, you know, they give you. Well, to make my blood pressure come up, they couldn't give me a whole lot of fluids because of the congested heart failure. And so they were doing everything they could. They put my bed down, like they had me laying like this, like my head down and my feet up. Um, they were giving me food. I had to walk up and down the hallway. just all kind of things to try to hold on, Rose, I'm trying, baby. Hey, sugar.
Hey, there you go.
So they were trying their best to get my blood pressure up so I could come home. It took them all day to do it. So I finally got home yesterday afternoon. My grandson's about to get up and go get my medication. But I had to have I don't know if y'all gonna be able to see it or not, but just so somebody won't come up here saying, "Oh, she lying, she lying, she lying." I'm not lying. Can y'all see that bandage? Can you see that, Rosie?
Yeah, I see it. You gotta be careful now.
It goes all the way down almost to my elbow. So I mean, I had to have a complete shoulder replacement. And he said when he got in there that I had no cartilage at all. I didn't have no tendons in there. It was everything in my shoulder was gone. It was just. He said he don't understand how I was still working.
Dang.
It was
Woo.
bad. I'm telling you, it was real bad. And last night, well, I can't lay flat. I had to sit up and sleep. So I slept on the baby's bed so I could sit up in like the corner. I had my
Mm-hmm.
pillow propped up in the corner and was sitting up. And that's how I slept last night. So don't say nothing about my hair because I can't brush it. And I don't care.
Ain't nothing
People
wrong
get
with
on
your
here look
hair.
worse than me.
Ain't nothing wrong with your hair. Calm down.
Child, it ain't been brushed in. My hair ain't been brushed since Monday when I got ready to go to the hospital.
Child, I just got out work, so I don't even want. I know what my hair look like. Look like I just been fighting with packages.
I was up this morning at 3 o'clock. I said, I wonder if Rosie had to work because I would have been at work today too. I said, I wonder if Rosie's at work because, we go to work at the same time.
Yeah, I had to be there at 4.
Yeah, me and you go at the same time, but you get off way before I do.
Yeah, but I
But
feel
I'll be
good
out for like
today.
6 weeks. I got to start therapy. I got to start home therapy today. They gave me this machine that I got to put my arm in it, and the machine itself will make my arm move. So I know I'm gonna have to take my pain medicine before I do that because my daughter just helped me put my arm. Because when I left the hospital yesterday, I just put my shirt on, put this arm in, and left this arm out.
Right.
And she helped me put my arm in the sleeve a while ago. I had on my shirt, which I probably couldn't have done anyway because my shirt was so, my shirt's little. This is my husband's shirt I got on. I'll be wearing his shirts until I can use my arm.
Right.
So, but they started surgery at 11:10 and they finished at 4:30.
Mm.
Child, when we got in the operating room, the lady said, "I just want you to take a couple deep breaths." I remember taking 2 deep breaths, and that was it, Rosie. I don't remember nothing else.
Wow.
I took 2 deep breaths, and that was it. And while I was on the operating table, my blood pressure had dropped. And but it didn't drop. It dropped. It was 86/52, and they started IVs and to bring it up long enough for him to finish the surgery. And I mean, he said that at one point it got to where they actually had to. Well, they let my defibrillator shock me because I got a defibrillator.
Right.
And at one point my heart did stop beating, and they let the defibrillator do the shocking. And after that, he said my blood pressure came right on up.
Wow.
So tell me there ain't a God in heaven.
Oh yes, that's definitely a God.
I don't care what nobody says.
That's
But
definitely
then
right.
yesterday, like I said, my blood pressure just wanted to act a fool, and they couldn't give me all the fluids that I needed, but they did get it to come up. It was when I left the hospital, it was 97 over 50 something. I can't remember, and they let me come on home.
Right.
At
I'm
first, he weren't
glad.
gonna let me come home because it wouldn't come up,
I'm
and
glad
then
you back
about
at home, man. Cause I was like, man, what I'm gonna do without my sis?
girl, about 2 o'clock or 2:30, somewhere along in there, my blood pressure had got up to 101 over 62, and he said I could go home if it stayed like that for 30 minutes. So they came back 30 minutes later, and it was still up. And he said I could go home. So I called my grandson to come on and get me. Hey, Krista. I called my grandson to come and get me. And I came on to the house. And let me tell you, Rose, I walked in the kitchen, right? Burgess was gone, He left Monday morning and went to Georgia.
Oh wow.
And they left Georgia and went to I don't know where all that was. I can't even remember. And I come home and he was in the kitchen. Girl, I was so happy to see him.
I
Thank you,
know.
Plum. I was so happy to see that man when I walked in this kitchen. He was standing in here, but he
I know
gone
you do.
now. They gone to Florida now.
Oh. Well,
Yeah,
when
him
you
and his
heal,
partner
sis,
went to
you'll be traveling
Florida.
with him on it.
So what?
When you heal and fully heal, you'll be traveling with him on it.
No, I'm going back to my job.
I thought you weren't gonna go back to work.
I'm going back to work, Chad. I'm gonna work a couple months. I mean, I like my job. It's so laid back.
But ain't traveling even more laid back?
I don't know about sitting in no truck for no. I don't even know how many hours it take to get to no Florida. Because look, they'll leave Florida and they may end up in New York or Ohio. Um, Last week they left Georgia and went to Wisconsin.
Oh,
Krista, I love you, baby, and I'm praying for you so hard. I really am. I love you.
prayers up for Krista, man. I hope, man, you gonna get through it, Krista. I believe in that. Now I feel like I went to work and just fought all my work. My work won.
Hey, Tisha, thank you. That's so sweet. But, I mean, after he told me that my heart has stopped, I don't know, Rosie, something just changed.
Right.
I mean, like, my heart literally stopped beating for a little while. He said my defibrillator had to shock me 4 times.
What?
Yes. And I'm like, I don't know. It's just something is different in my heart and in my mind. You know what I
Right. It's
mean?
almost like having. I mean, it. Man, I don't know how to explain it, but it make you rethink a lot. Well, woo,
Yes. Like,
think about things a and look at things a different way versus the way.
it's like, Rosie, I could have literally died Tuesday. And that was one of my biggest fears because with my heart condition, I have a higher chance at not coming out of a surgery than somebody like you. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
before I could do the surgery, I had to go to my cardiologist and I had to go to I got a cardiologist and then I go to a specialty, heart. I go to a congested heart failure advanced, which is like their specialties. That's what they went to school for, just for the heart.
Right.
It's advanced. So I had to go see him. And he was like, if he was like, it's got to be done. He said, and I'll be one of the doctors in there with you. He was in there. His name's Dr. McLean. He was in there with me. And I mean, it was like, where is it? I mean, I literally died.
Man, that's scary, sis. Whew.
Thank you, Brill. I mean, it was scary. It was scary. And I mean, like, I asked him, well, I had asked him before what caused, why it was like it was, and he said it just comes from years of working and using your arms. I mean, I've been literally working since I was 16 years old.
Wow. And see,
I mean, well,
you
my
want me to get
girls
my
is,
knee checked out, and I'm scared to go get it checked out because I'm scared they might tell me I need some type of surgery, and I hate hospitals. That's number one. Nah, I'm just gonna drink some water and go to work.
oh, Krista, I am so, so sorry. I am so sorry, Krista. May God reach down from heaven and touch you, baby. Krista, I'm praying for you, honey. I mean, I understand what you're going through because I had a brother to die um in 1996. He was missing for 7 days, and he was found the day before Mother's Day. He had been shot 7 times and thrown in the river.
Yeah, my condolences, Krista.
So I understand, baby. My heart still hurts for my brother. Still hurts for my brother. So I understand what you're going through, sweetheart. And I'll be praying for you. But Rosie, you working tonight
No, I gotta
or
be there.
tomorrow rather?
I gotta be there in the morning, 4 o'clock again.
Hey, Santa, my sweet bun, how are you this morning, honey?
They keep trying to send me home and stuff. They keep thinking I hurt myself at work, and I keep telling them I didn't. Keep trying to send me home.
Did you tell them you ain't going home?
I told them I ain't going. I didn't hurt myself at work. I don't need to go home. I said I told them I said I'll work through the pain. They keep asking me have I took anything, and I keep telling them I don't want to take nothing.
I gotta go now. Well, Tana, come stick my coffee in the microwave, please. I gotta go. I'm gonna wake my grandson up about 11. Um, will you get down with Jessie? Y'all see my baby?
Oh, don't be hollering at Jesse.
She gonna get down in my kitchen. She follows you everywhere you go. Um, I'm
She
up,
wants
wake
to
my
do it.
grandson up in a little bit to go to Walmart to get my medicine because I got to do my exercise. And he said when I do the exercise that I would need my medicine afterwards. So get on.
So do you know what your therapy is gonna be like?
I don't know. They'll be calling me when they set it up. They ain't gonna start no therapy till next week. He
Right,
wants me to just, do this little home stuff this week, let that machine do whatever it's gonna do. And
right.
then I'll probably start thank you, baby. I'll probably start therapy next week.
So any special diet do they have you on or no?
Well, I'm on a low sodium diet, which I've been on that, since I had my heart attack in 2017. Cinnabon, I'm okay, baby. I'm just a little bit sore from surgery. I mean, I they done a nerve block. When they done the nerve block, it's like they stuck a needle in my neck and on the left side. So, and they done that before surgery. They came in and sprayed that numbing spray on my neck. And when the numbing spray, you can't feel the needle going in.
Right.
But when it gets in and gets down in you, you can feel it. You know what I mean?
Oh, Lord.
So they done the numbing, and then they done a nerve block. With that nerve block, it like paralyzed my whole left arm. Like I couldn't feel my arm at all. Not even my fingers. I couldn't feel it. It was like my arm was there and I could see it, but I couldn't feel it.
Right.
So from my elbow down is back to normal. But the top part through here, I still can't feel it. Like it's still numb.
It might need to be known for right now. I mean, you just had the surgery.
Yeah, I mean where they cut me at, it's all of that is still numb. But he said
That's what I'm
by the
saying. It
end of
might
the
need to be.
day, all that would be gone. So I'm going to Walmart and get my medicine, child.
Yeah, you're going to need it because I'm pretty sure, almost sure when that, I guess it wears off, you're going to start feeling it.
Girl. Hey, show enough. I appreciate y'all stopping by. But I don't know, Rosie. Something just changed. I don't know. Like,
Yeah, I get it because, you know,
show enough, I'll be praying for you, honey. Yeah, we are the worst, Senator. Let me tell you. When they told me to call my grandson, I called my grandson, right? And then I'm sitting there and I'm waiting and I'm waiting and I'm waiting. I still have my IV in my arm. They still hadn't brought me my discharge papers. They still hadn't helped me get dressed. And I was getting mad, like, for real, I was getting mad. And then I was like, Virginia, you know what they up there doing. Just calm your ass down. Just calm down. They, they got to talk to
yeah,
the doctor. They got to call in your medication and yada, 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 yada. I mean, it's a lot to do to discharge someone. And I was getting mad. I mean, real mad. And I had to step back and think, you been there, you done that. I mean, I got cussed out several times, but it was crazy. But I didn't cuss the lady out. I mean, I just took it and I
yeah.
am a Bria. I'm going to go get them here in probably the next hour. My grandson stayed up with me. Well, he was already up, and my husband had left at like 3 something. And then my grandson came up here. He said, I was getting ready to try to make me a ham and egg sandwich because I was hungry. And y'all know hospital food is not good. Y'all know that. So I was getting ready to make me a ham and egg sandwich. And he said, Gigi, you want me to make that sandwich? And I said, yeah, if you want to. And he made it. I mean, it was good too. He put mayonnaise and mustard on it, everything. I was like, oh, he's so sweet. We love you too, Krista.
You gotta take it easy, sis. That's, you gotta take it. I know you used to doing stuff yourself, but you still gotta take it easy there.
Girl, if I could go back to work tomorrow, I would.
I know. I already know it.
Sure enough, everything's going to go well for you, sis. We're going to be praying for you. You
Hey,
work every night this
April.
week, Rosie?
Huh?
You work every night this week?
Well, work Friday morning, Saturday morning.
Hey, April. I can't see you, April, but I see people saying hello. Hey, April. I don't know why I can't see you. I can't see April. I can't see Jasmine. And I can't see Blue on one of her channels.
Hmm. That's weird.
It is, and I don't know why. And they're not on my block list.
Hmm.
So, and I don't even know how to check a block list on StreamYard.
Me neither. I was gonna say, only thing I know how to do is like just on the, I think it's not the studio, but in Google, somewhere in Google, you can. I forgot how they say it.
I don't know how, which I don't know, but I can't see those three ladies. I
I'll
don't
show.
know, Abril, why that is, cause Blue, I couldn't even see Blue in Cheryl's chat when I would go over to Cheryl's chat. No, she's not in here sure enough. I'm just saying I can't see her when she comes to one of my lives. She'll say hey to everybody, but I can't see her. I don't know why. Tan, I need you to cut these bands off my arm. Senna, y'all might think this is weird, but when I go to bed, I pray for my family and friends, and I see somebody in Walmart that looks like, they're having a rough day or something. I pray for them. And I also pray for people, everybody on YouTube. And I pray that, I pray that God will calm these people down and, touch people that need to be touched. Um, if somebody's going through a rough time, I'll say, Lord, please touch them. Even if I don't even know them, I'll be just in general, Lord, please touch these people. Make their life a little bit easier. Because you don't know what the next person is going through.
That's so true.
You don't know what the next person is going through. And the sad part about it is somebody will take your bad experience. And I've done it. And I promise you, I have asked God to forgive me. But people will take a bad situation and make fun of that situation. And it's sad that somebody, like, it's going to be a video made about me having surgery.
You know what, sis? I mean, even if it is, you don't have to feed it any energy. I
Oh,
mean,
I'm not. Like I told you, something just changed after that surgery, Rosie. Like, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. I know what's going on in my life. I know what's happened in my life. I know that it's not my fault that my brother died. It's not my fault that my mom and dad died. It's not my fault that my daughter died. It's not my fault that anybody died. I've never killed anybody. And my actions isn't warranted for God to just take my parents or siblings. You know what I mean? And it took me a while to say, like, I don't have to prove nothing to nobody.
right.
I don't. So I don't care what people say about me. If you don't know my life, then I'm not proving nothing to you no more. I'm not fighting anymore. Hey, boo boo. I'm not fighting with people anymore. If they want to talk about me, that's okay. Jesus Christ talked to the day Jesus was talked about until the day they hung him on that cross. And these people can get out here and God ain't this and God ain't that and don't believe the Bible and throw the Bible away. They can do and say all they want to, Rosie. But when I read the Bible, I can feel something within my heart when I read the Bible.
Right.
So you can't tell me what I can and can't believe in or what I can and can't read. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And then you got to look at something else too when it comes to you.
Right,
And then
Brill.
see, your accountability is for you. You can't account for nobody else and what they do. So you know
Right.
they don't
I
have,
mean,
and then they don't have a heaven or a hell to send you to. They can't
exactly.
do that
And
either.
here's my thing, Rosie. And I believe it. I mean, from the day you were born, and you can't tell me it's not a book of lives, okay? You can't tell me that it's not. From the day that you're born, your death was already marked. So if my mom and dad was born way back in the 30s, I was born in the 60s. How is it my fault that my mom and dad died in the year 2000? How is that my fault?
It's
Nobody is
not.
responsible for nobody's death. If, God forbid, someone in my family died right now, how is that my karma? How?
It's not. And you know it. I know it's not. It's not. The bottom line is that everybody that comes in, you got what they call a time clock. When your time is up, your time is up.
Hey, Granny's World.
However it comes, your time is up.
And I believe that, Rosie, wholeheartedly. I honestly do. Like, my mom and dad, my mom and dad was dedicated to church. You know what I'm saying? Were
Right.
they brainwashed about church and thought about church all day, every day? No, they lived a normal, everyday life like everybody else. My dad went to work. My mom stayed home. Wednesday night, we would go to Bible study. And then Sunday morning, we was in church for Sunday school. And then we had Sunday evening service. And did my daddy walk around with a Bible and preaching to everybody in the streets? No. But if somebody came up to my daddy and told him that, such and such, and this is going on in my life, and I need such and such, my daddy would stop and pray for them. You know what I mean?
Right.
And and I think this is where I get it from. And Rosie, you know about this. If somebody needed something, if they needed money, no matter what it was, my daddy would take his shirt off his back and give it to you.
Right.
So, I mean, don't, girl, child. I just know that Tuesday, and I feel it in my heart, Rosie. I mean, something happened on that operating table that changed me, that changed my spirit. It changed my way of thinking. You know what I mean?
That's what
Like,
I was trying to say earlier. It's a change your way of thinking. That's what I was trying to say earlier.
it's a different feeling. I mean, I got a new outlook on life. You know what I mean? Like, we could die at any second. Anybody can die at any second. You don't know. You never know. You don't know when you're gonna die, or when your mom and dad's gonna die, or your brother and sister's gonna die. You don't know when God's gonna call you when your time's up. You just don't know. It hurts when somebody in your family passes, because Lord have mercy. God knows I've been through some hurt from family members passing. I mean, I had to go to therapy, Xanaxes, you name it. When my daughter died, I started drinking and all that, just not to think about it. But it just went away. And it won't nothing but God. I mean, and I've seen people who lost a sibling or a child, and they do turn to drinking and drugging, and I mean anything that they think is going to kill that pain, because and it's not going to kill the pain. You might
Or
not think
perhaps
about it at that given time, but when you sober back up, that pain's still there.
it's still there. Um, I think I will speak for some people. Some of the biggest part of a lot of things is just coming to grips and reality that yes, this person is no longer here,
Mm-hmm.
because it's like I don't know, it's something. in the mind that just don't want to believe, they gone.
Right. You're right, Granny's world. It does hit different when a parent, and this is not me like going against God or whatever. It's just my heart. A parent should never bury a child. To me, the child should watch the parent, grow older and take care of their parents up until the day that the parent dies. The child, to me, is supposed to bury the parent, but it doesn't always work that way. It doesn't.
Right.
And when you lose a child, I think about my daughter, y'all. Lord, wait a minute, y'all. Wait a minute. Y'all give me a second.
Take your time.
When I think about my daughter, or I sit and look at my grandchild, knowing her mom's gone, it just hits different. Like when my mom and dad died, that crushed me. That crushed me. But when my daughter died, that done something to me. It done something to me. And like I said, sitting here and looking at her baby, because I have her, I've had her pretty much since she's about to be 15. I've had her since she was in kindergarten. And it's like when I look at her, or I walk past and see Jesse's picture. I mean, I have a kitten named Jessie, and it's like my baby's really gone, and I'm never going to see her again. It really do hit different. With my mom and dad, my mama had dementia. My mama got to where she didn't know anybody. She couldn't walk. She would fight my daddy. And when my mama passed, and this is not being evil or nothing, when my mama passed, I was at ease with her passing because she wasn't suffering anymore. My mom was suffering. Here's the kind of mama I got. My mama would help my daddy plant a garden, and we would have a big garden because it was so many kids. So my daddy would plant a big garden. And when the garden was producing, my mama would go to that garden and she would pick her peas, her butter beans, her corn, her okra. She was always cooking. And when my mama got to where she couldn't do that, it was hard to see my mama like that. And when my mama passed, I was at ease with that because my mama was suffering. My mama didn't want people waiting on her. My daddy had to feed my mama, had to give my mama her bath. And like I said, my mama couldn't walk, and my daddy refused to put her in a nursing home. And I lived 4 hours away from them. I couldn't go help him, And when my mama died, I was okay. I was okay with that. When my daddy died, because my daddy was still doing everything, he was still getting in his truck, going to the store. Him and the other old fellas sitting and having breakfast and coffee and talking, and he was still going to church. It was a shock when my daddy died because my daddy was still up and going. So my daddy dying hit different than my mom because my daddy was still doing for himself. So when he died, it hit different than when my mama died.
Right.
Thank you, Santa. And then with my brother, okay, my brother used to live with me, and this was in 1996. So it's been some years now. God rest his soul. He left with some friends, and he didn't come home, and he didn't call my mom. He would call my mama all day, every day. Even when he was at work, he would stop working and call his mama. So I called my mama and I said, "Mama, have you heard from Randy?" And she said no. So he didn't come home that night. I didn't go to work that next day, because my brother didn't come home. Something was wrong. And I went looking for him. Every place that I knew he used to go, I went. If it was somebody's house, if it was the pool hall, the pond, everywhere that he used to go, I would go look. His boss man come to the house that morning to pick him up, and he wasn't home. And his boss man's name was Mitchell, and he said, "You know what?" I said, "Yeah, I know what you're going to say." I said, "But don't say it." Then he came back that afternoon, his boss man, and he said, "Virginia, you might as well go ahead and face it." I said, "Yeah." He said, hey, wherever he's at, he's not breathing." And so the next day came, my brother didn't come home, so I went to the police department. Now I'm gonna tell y'all how the police department done me. We lived in a town called Fairmont. Hold on, I'm reading what Senna said. You're right, Senna, but my kids already know if I'm not able to continue to go, and this is the only thing that I ask my kids. If I can't get up and go to the bathroom on my own, or feed myself, or I'm a burden, and something happens to me, don't hook me to no machines. I don't want to be on life support. None of that. And they already, my family. And when I die, when God comes and gets me, I want to be cremated. I don't want to be put in nobody's ground.
You know the crazy part about that, Senna. I've been thinking about making a will. If then ever will happen if I have to go to hospital. The crazy part about it, I know for a fact neither one of my kids will even be there to even pull a plug or anything. I know that for a fact.
Yep. You're right, Abril, with both of your comments. You're right. But so the second day came and my brother didn't come home. So I went to the police department. And we lived in this little town called Fairmont. And I told him, I said, it's been 2 days. My brother ain't been home. He hasn't called me. He hasn't called my mama. And that's not normal. That's not normal for him. So they told me I had to go to Roland because on I gave them his ID. He just happened to have left his wallet at home. And I gave the cops his ID.
Mm-hmm.
And it had my mom and dad's address on it. So they told me I had to go to a little town called Roland to do a missing persons report. But he lived in Fairmont, so why would I have to go to Roland? But I went to Roland. I done the police report. And it was on a Friday. I'll never forget it. And the officer. No. I'm sorry. Let me take that back. It was a Wednesday. The officer was off Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. He left the police report that I made in his clipboard and took it home with him.
Mm.
So I keep calling the police department and keep calling and nobody knows. So I'm like on the 4th or 5th day, and the police department hadn't got back with me. So, and y'all might think I'm lying, but there was 20 some people at that river when this happened. And I promise you I can go to every one of them 20 people and they will tell you the same exact thing I'm getting ready to tell y'all. Now y'all listen to what I'm going to tell you. Go listen. So, so somebody called my daddy. That Saturday morning, somebody called my daddy and said, go to the river. The name of the river was Princess Anne. That's where the people we would go swimming down there. It was like, the river, you go swimming or tubing or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody called my daddy and said, go to Princess Anne. my daddy calls my brother-in-law, my oldest sister's husband, to come go with him. So they went. But the funny thing is, though, let me back up. When my daddy tried to call the number back, it was an out of order number. So how does somebody call from an out of order number?
Yeah.
So my daddy went on to Princess Anne. Him and my brother-in-law Ted, they went to Princess Anne. And it was a man on his boat fishing. Because, you know, people go down there fishing too, swimming, cook out, whatever. It was just, you know, a gathering place where people just gathered, and, you know, the whole community would go down there and everybody's cooking out and whatever. So the man was out there fishing. And turning Jesse in here crying. And my dad motioned for him to come over and asked him would he go up and down the river to see if he could see my brother. Okay. The man started going. Tana, come get Jesse. The man started going one way. And my daddy said he was in the middle of this ocean, river. And the man's boat turned. Like the current turned the man's boat. And the man was having a hard time trying to turn it back because the current was kind of high that day. So he just gave up trying to turn around and just went on the way he was going. My daddy said that he paddled that boat maybe 10 times and he found my brother. And limb, like a tree had fell over, you know, part of it was in the river, and the limb is what stopped my brother from going wherever the end of that river's at. So my daddy come home and told us that my brother was dead. Then they called from the hospital. It was Southeastern General. The deputy called and said that somebody needed to come identify the body. And because he lived with me, everybody thought that it was best for me to go and identify him. And I promised to God, Rosie, every time I talk about this, it gets the best of me. But sometimes it's good to talk about things. The left side of my brother's face was gone. All that was gone. The side of his head, everything was gone. The fish had been eating at his body. The only way I could identify him was the tattoo on his right arm. His nickname was Drag because his hair, he had the hairline of Dracula, you know, the cartoon character. That's how his hairline was. And everybody called him Drag, so he had it tattooed on his arm. And that's how I identified my brother. He was shot twice in the face and 5 times in the back and thrown in the river. They found him the day before Mother's Day, and my mama never celebrated Mother's Day after that, never. She didn't want nothing for Mother's Day. She didn't want you to wish her Mother's Day, none of that. She did not celebrate Mother's Day, and this was back in 1996. And my mom passed away in 2018. And from 96 to 2018, something changed in my mama. I mean, something changed. Like, and I guess it happens to every parent that loses a child. It's like a little piece of your heart left when they left, you know?
It's like a part of you left.
Yeah, it did. So, and the pain never goes away. You tuck it down, like you put it away, like you in the summertime. You start putting your little winter clothes and your winter jackets away, and you bring out your summer clothes.
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of put it away but eventually a subject could come up and you're going to talk about it,
Right.
you know, and it's like, okay, summer's over, winter's coming, so it's time to take it out and talk about it. But the pain never goes away, never, never. And my children was close to my brother. Like I said, he lived with us, and my children were small, and he would hide like I would come home, right? And the kids supposed to be on the school bus. And if he didn't work that day, because I would leave before he did, he wouldn't make the youngins go to school. So I would go to work thinking, okay, Randy, you put them kids on the bus now. Make sure they go to school. And he'd be like, okay. And I come home and he'd be hid the youngins. And when it was time for the bus to come, he'd go let them come around the house and come through the front door. Like, and I caught him doing it. Like, boy, why you ain't sending youngins to school? I mean, he was so close to my kids. He would ride his bicycle to the store and come home and feed them full of candy, knowing they got to go to bed.
Yeah, he
But
look, he loved them. That was
yeah,
his little partners in crime. You feel me?
and at that time, I probably lived. Tina, would you say when we lived in Fairmont, from Fairmont to Mama was about 10, 15 miles? It was about 10, 15 miles from my mom and dad's house. Because I've never stayed real close to my mom and dad. When I moved, you know, I wanted to have that sense of I'm not real close to my parents. You know what I'm saying? So if I get in a little hard spot, I got to figure out how to get it out without running to my dad. You know, I was trying to be grown. The kids'
Right.
daddy, you know, I left them when they were little. So it was me and my kids. And that's why my shoulders ain't no good working all them years in nursing to take care of my kids. That's why my shoulders ain't no good. But anyway, he would ride over there to see on his bicycle to go see his mama. He would ride that bicycle 10, 15 miles ago, and then he got a moped. He saved up enough money to go get him a moped. And he still went to mom and daddy's every single night. But he was closer to my mama than he was my daddy. And like I said, when he passed away, my mama, something just left out of her, like a piece of her heart was gone. But they're at peace now. All of them, you know, they're at peace. They're in a better situation, honestly, than what we in. I mean, all their worries is taken care of. God's took their worries away, you know, and
Right.
he's
No
just
more
waiting to
pain and
bring them on
suffering.
home.
Right. No more pain and suffering. Yeah. I
Right.
mean,
And I mean, it's like, I don't know. And then, you know, right after that, well, not right after. Tina, do you remember what year Lynn passed away? M- My brother passed away in 96. In 2000, my sister got hit by a car. Right in front of her, in front of my mom and dad's house, she got hit by a car. And her baby was like 8 years old at the time. And he saw it happen. Um, okay, I've heard all my life that God sees and knows what's about to take place in your life. You know, you never know when something is going to come and hit you to the point that you can't take it no more. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, but I think that's why
My
they say God gonna
my
put more on you
sister,
than you can bear.
yes, my sister passed away when she was hit by that car. It was a hit and run. They kept going, and she died right there in front of my mom and dad's house. My brother she was little then. I'm back in her little days. When he would ride his bike over to my mama's house or his moped over to my mama's house, after he done worked all day long, he would hang sheetrock. And he would go pick my little sister up and take her to the store every day. She was the second last baby. He would just take her, buy her what she wanted, and every day. That was his heart. That was like she was his child. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like he loved that young'un all the way up to the day he died. Nothing changed. And she got killed in 2000. And me and my daddy was talking the night of her funeral. And my daddy said, you know, God come and got Randy because Randy, he couldn't have handled Lynn getting killed. He couldn't. He could not. His heart would not have been able to take that pain. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So to me and my daddy, when we were sitting there talking, it was like God come and got my brother because he knew my sister's day was coming. My brother died in 96. He was 27 years old. My sister died in 2000. She was 27 years old. So they were the same age when they died. My mom, my dad, my brother and sister, they're all buried in the same, right beside each other. And I mean, it's like, I mean, my dad's got plots for all of us, but I gave mine away to my brother's young'un because I'm not going in nobody's dirt. Thank you, Cinnabon. I love you.
Well, what do you mean by that? Because I mean, I ain't gonna even lie to you, sis. At first, when I, had the thought that like my time is gonna come sometime or another, I, I thought about cremation. But then, as I think about it, I'm not sure I want to be cremated. You know?
Well, I don't want to be. Okay, this is gonna sound crazy, and y'all probably gonna laugh at me. And it's okay if y'all laugh. It's okay. I'm claustrophobic, Rosie. I ain't getting in nobody's casket, and ain't nobody gonna put me 6 feet in the dirt and put all that dirt on top of me.
But
And then
sis,
they gonna leave me out there by myself at nighttime. No, they gonna put my ashes right in there beside the Jesse's. And my 2 little babies, I got their daddy's ashes. He died in 2012. I got his ashes. And that's where my ashes gonna be. I ain't going in nobody's ground. I just ain't doing it.
but sis, I think, I mean, you're in your living form. You're claustrophobic. This is a body that we're in. When we no longer use this is gone.
I
So
don't
us
care.
being in the ground, you're not in the ground. You feel
I'm
me?
not going in nobody's ground. I'm going to be ashes. I'm going to set up in a warm house during the wintertime, and I'm going to stay in a cool house in the summertime. You're not putting my ass up in all that dirt, Rose. I'm not doing it. Right, Granny's world. I'm not doing it. And that, see, read what Abril said. You right, Abril. You right. You right. I want to be cremated, so if my kids decide after I'm gone, praying to God that He takes me before He takes the rest of my children, and they decide, okay, I don't want to live in North Carolina anymore. I'm going to move to New York. I'm going to move to New Jersey. I'm going to move to Kentucky. I'm moving with them. They got to take my box, my urn, and take me with them wherever they go. I'm not going to be lost. I'm not going to be stuck in North Carolina and my kids in a whole nother state. Tina gonna pack up my little ashes and she gonna take my little ass right on with her.
Oh, okay. But all I'm saying is, if this is a body, and we okay, if we're a spirit,
Let
and
me
this is
appreciate.
a body that we're in, and according to what we
Ah,
believe,
yeah. Thank you,
we're gonna
Tina.
have renewed bodies
Yeah.
anyway. So I mean, like, if I don't,
Well, see, here's my thing. Here's my thing, Rosie. I mean, everybody has a choice, and what you choose to do, that's your right to choose. You know what I'm saying? We shouldn't let nobody influence us to go a different way than what. If you want to be buried, you need to go ahead and you need to get your things together and you need to tell your children, okay, this is where I want to be buried. And this is the kind of casket I want. This is what I want to be buried in. I want to be buried in some saggy blue jeans, or because I know you ain't gonna put no dress on. Whatever it is
I
you want to
don't know.
wear. I mean, you
I
put all
might,
that in plan,
I'm just
right,
saying,
Abril?
I'm just conflicted with it because it's like I know, you know,
Hey, Bamsy.
like
I
if
mean,
I'm real, if I'm, in other words, if I'm right with God,
you
because
want to look them up? Yeah,
in
you
this
can.
fleshly body, this is the flesh, and I'm gonna have a
Well,
renewed
wait
body
till 11.
in heaven. If the body's gonna be renewed, whether now this is nothing. If I'm cremated or buried, it's still gonna be renewed. It's not gonna be this body. You feel me?
You crazy,
But
Bam. Rosie, um, do you have a plot?
no,
Do you know what cemetery or whatever you want to be buried at?
no, I don't. I know I don't want to be buried here in Memphis. I know that
Where you want to be buried at?
where I was born.
Okay. Well, you need to write that out. I mean, you need to write out what you want and how you want it, because it could get messy. Well, I don't think your children would do that, though. I really don't. I think your
No, no,
children,
you don't know my
because
kids.
I listen to you with your children, and I just know that they would treat you the way that you want everything to go. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, they'll do what I ask, but after I'm gone, they're gonna be fighting like cats and dogs over who gets what, and well, she was my mama, and it was my. Well, we got the same mama. They just gonna be arguing over who gets what that I had, left behind, and no.
Well, that's why you need to write out a partial will. Like, this goes to this and this goes to this. Like, with my death insurance, is to be split up between my kids. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, it's cheaper. Cremation's cheaper. I'm not gonna lie. It it costed me like what, Tina? Right at $3,000 for Jessie's cremation. Yeah, right at $3,000 for her cremation. That was with a urn for me, a urn for her two children, and I had people we knew. My thing is, I'm not gonna let anybody speak over my family, my deceased family members that don't know my family. You're not gonna get up there and act like you know my family and you didn't. So we had people to speak over her, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so when my daddy died, my brother spent like $11,000. Abril, I spent right at $3,000. And the reason it was $3,000 is because of the urns I picked out. It originally was going to be like 17 something. But the urns I picked out for me and her kids, it jacked it up. So, I mean, it's cheaper to cremate. And here's another reason. The Bible says, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. We came from ashes. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Adam was made from dust. So to dust we shall return. So I am
Hmm.
not trying to preach to nobody. No, I mean, people got that choice. You, I mean, you can let them take your body. I don't know how they do it or whatever, and plant a tree with your body. I guess your ashes or whatever, and they can plant a tree. You can actually grow a tree. You know what I'm saying? So I don't knock nothing anybody do. That's their end of life wishes. You know?
Well, when you put it like that, I guess if I did the cremation, I still want to. Look, my thing is, even if I went cremation route, I still want my ashes to go back to my birthplace where I was born and spread it or pour me back into.
Right. Well, see, when my kids' dad died, and that's what he wanted. He wanted to be cremated. And when my son turns 18, his wishes are for us to take his ashes back to Philly and spread his ashes. He said he didn't care if we spread his ashes. When you go into Philly and it says welcome to Philly, he said he didn't care if we start right there at that sign and spread his ashes as long as his ashes went back to Philly. And when Anthony turns 18, if I'm not living, then they already know what to do. His ashes will go back to Philly.
Hmm.
And Anthony is 15 right now. So when he turns 18, we'll take his ashes. You right, Abril. I mean, and y'all know I don't talk like this. Y'all know I don't. I don't talk like this. But like I said, when that doctor told me that my defibrillator had to shock my heart has stopped beating. And I can tell it because my chest is a little bit sore. Um, Something changed. Something just, I mean, it's like a new beginning. Like, I don't know. It's just different. It's just
A
something's
new
different. It's
beginning,
hard to explain. It's hard to explain.
but it's a
Now,
testimony. But it's a testimony, sis, because like on some real, it's a testimony because you got a lot of people walking around here acting like tomorrow is just promised to them, and
right.
it's not.
It's not. And you know, Rose, I've never got on here and talked about my brother and sister. Never. Never. But you know what? Krista's hurting. A lot of people are hurting. A lot of people who you can't see, Bam.
Bams, I see you, girl.
A
I
lot
see
of
you.
people are feeling and been through some things. You know what I'm saying? And who's why you gotta hide your feelings because of somebody else?
I ain't gonna hide mine.
It really do, Abril. It really do. It's like the light that was in me was dim, and like something hit the light switch. She's in here, Abril, on the Miss Bams with the butterflies. I don't know. Bam, did you block Abril? Who you can't see, Bam?
Oh, maybe she's saying you. Maybe she's talking about me.
Who you?
Maybe she's saying she can't see me. I haven't been typing in the chat, have I?
No. Can you type in the chat, Rosie?
Yeah. Let me say something.
Well, y'all, we've been on here for an hour and 10 minutes. I appreciate y'all for coming in. I think we should have more talks, y'all. How do y'all feel about more talks like this?
Oh, I definitely would love it. You know me. I'm up for it. You know. I'm definitely game for it.
Abrio, it's just, I don't know. It's a different day. It's a new beginning. It's a new beginning. Like,
And I mean, it's another thing, I know a lot of people, they feel the way they want to feel about a certain person, but me, myself personally, this is where I am. And regardless of what you want to think or what you want to believe, I can dislike your ways, but I'm not going to hate you. I just can't do it.
thank you,
Me saying,
Bam. Thank you,
me saying
Grill.
I hate a person, because of, whatever we disagree on, that's not me. But I've heard some people say that about me. Well, we're not going to talk about them, but I've heard them say that. And I just don't
Yeah.
get that, when it comes to things like that. And remember when, like I said, man, that word, that's a strong word. Like, no, don't hate no one. You could dislike their
Right.
words, you can dislike the things they do, and things of that nature. You don't even have to fool with them, but to hate them, come on
Okay,
now,
Bamsy, I love you.
come on now.
Well, here's my thing, Rosie. The hate, um, I don't hate nobody. Do I hate some people's actions? Yes, of course you hate people's actions because you see old people getting abused, you see kids getting abused. You hate what happens in life.
Right.
You don't necessarily hate the person that's doing it, but you hate what they're doing. Okay, ma'am, I'll
Right.
be there. But you don't hate that person. You hate that person's actions. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's my thing. And so when I hear people say, I don't care what the heat of the moment is. I don't even care what you're arguing about. But when I hate when you say it like that. You telling you blatantly saying you hate the person. Like that to me is like, yo. I mean, I can listen to both sides of what y'all talking about, but hey, God loves everybody.
Yes,
You feel me?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I think, Rosie, we should have more of these conversations. I mean, because what's wrong with sharing your life with people? What's wrong with that? Because somebody out there in this world is going through the exact same thing you are going through, and they may hear what you have to say, and it ease their pain just a little bit. You know what I say? What I mean?
Man, what you said.
So if me sharing my life experience about my mom passing or my dad passing or my siblings, my daughter, and it helps somebody else, who cares what people got to say? Who cares that they would take a story that you're telling to help somebody else through life, and they'll take that story? Oh, that's your karma. That's your karma. No, it's not. God did not kill, or I didn't mean to say kill. God did not take my parents and siblings because of what I do on YouTube. You, God ain't studying YouTube or none of that.
Man,
And I wish people would stop
if you
saying
listen to
that.
people like, if you listen to a person that even thinks that way, they more or less saying God is just a vengeful person. He just walks around and, oh, you ain't doing this right. Well, I'm gonna take this. That's not God.
Right. I'm take your mom and dad or your kid because you on YouTube fighting. No, no.
That's not God at all. No,
That's
that's not
dumb.
God. No, that's not God at all. But I tell you who that is. That's them. That's the way they think, and maybe that's the God
Hey,
they believe
A.
in.
I hope
Okay,
you have a wonderful
but that's
day.
not our God.
No, it's not. It's not. God is not gonna. God is not a hateful God. He's not coming for vengeance. Oh, okay. You on YouTube fussing and fighting and this and that. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna snatch your mama. No, that ain't how God works. That's the dumbest shit. I mean, it's just stupid. Good morning, Miss Bams.
Good morning, Miss V. Good morning, Miss Rosie.
How
Hey,
you
my
doing?
Bambi.
Hey y'all, hey y'all, I love y'all. I miss y'all. Listen, Miss V, I am so glad that y'all are up here and this is what y'all are talking about. Like, because I'm gonna tell you something, and this just really hit home for me because I always said when I first came to YouTube, I tell my story, not because um I'm proud of what I've done or proud of who I used to be, but if I can stop one person from making the mistakes and doing the dumb stuff that I did when I was at a younger age, then that's what I tell my story for. I don't tell my story to brag and boast about how much money I used to make or how fun it was when I was in the club and when I was selling drugs and this and that. And like I tell my story because there are pros and cons and things that we've done and things that we've been through. And I understand, so I agree with you 100%. If it can help one person or ease one person's mind or feelings or thoughts about doing some of the stuff that we've done, or if someone's been through that and they can relate and it helps them in some type of way, I totally agree. I think we should be, I mean, I don't think, I know, because we all should be able to come out here and tell our stories without being judged and without our shit being um taken and made a mockery out of. And like,
Exactly.
and so I totally agree. And I just I love this right now.
Exactly, Bam. I mean, why can't I come out here and say what, because you don't
Like
know
is
what the
this
next
like this,
person's
Miss
going
V?
through in life.
I came out here and I told my story about me and my mama, and it turned from what really happened to I killed her.
Yeah. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
that's crazy. Like I couldn't even come out here and tell somebody, tell the people that genuinely fuck with me and people that genuinely care about certain things. I couldn't even tell my story. Like I wasn't doing it to benefit me or nothing like that. I did it because I wanted to get that shit out, and we have the right, and we can say what the fuck we want to say, and it don't always have to be made a mockery out. I don't know. I don't like that, but I do totally agree with the fact that we can come out here and do that. And for the people that do turn around and try to pick fun at what you've been through and this and that, just pay it no mind, because at the end of the day, that's your story. That's your, that's what you went through. Nobody had to walk in them shoes but you.
Right.
So I don't
Right.
know. I
And
just wanted to say that.
I mean, like, when my daughter passed away, it was said that I was using her as a cash cow. I paid cash money to bury my daughter. I mean, cash money. I paid. I don't have to ask nobody for nothing, and y'all know that.
Oh, and then about that, I heard you were talking about the about the like where you're gonna be buried and like getting your plots, and it made me remember that when my mom passed, my dad got a plot for him and her.
Mm-hmm.
So when God forbid, whenever when he does, go home or whatever, that's something that he made sure that would already be taken care of.
Right.
So so yeah, that's very important. That's very important. Like it's crazy because I was talking we were talking about like a will and beneficiary and all of that stuff, and that's like a real hard topic for a lot of people to talk, well,
It
for
is.
me to talk about.
It is.
um but people really do need to be prepared because
Right.
anything can happen at any given time.
Well, see, my mom and dad had 8 kids, right? And he had plots for him and mama and for the kids. And I told him way many, many, many years ago that, I didn't want to be buried in the ground. I wanted to be cremated. So my oldest brother bought the plot for one of his kids because, it's just going to be a plot there that I'm not getting in nobody's dirt. I'm sorry. I'm not getting in nobody's dirt. I don't like dirt. And then I'm scared because they're going to put me in that hole, a deeper hole. And then they're going to put all that dirt on top of me. I can't do that. And I know that sounds silly, but I just can't do it. Can y'all hear me?
That don't sound silly, sis. I
Yes,
mean,
I can hear you, Miss V. Sorry, I had to mute up because it was loud. Hold on real quick.
that don't sound silly because, like I say, I told you I was conflicted.
No, that's crazy. Up here, I can see a brilliance comments, and a bro, I don't know what story you're talking about. So I don't know. I don't know what you're talking
I'm
about,
just conflicted. I mean,
Bam,
ma'am,
Bams.
ma'am.
Can you see what a Brill said?
Yeah, you didn't hear what I just said.
I can't
No,
hardly hear y'all.
no, I just said to her, I don't know what story she's talking about. She says, "Bam, my apologies for feeling a type of way about you believing that story. Not okay. We can't go around about me believing it. Or wait, you believe did I kill my mama? Is that what you're saying? That story?
I'm
I'm
lost.
confused.
I'm confused too.
I'm confused. I ain't no, I ain't. I'm saying I don't because I don't know what about what story.
Yeah, I don't know. Um, well, I don't know.
About my mom? Is that what you're talking
Tanya, you
about?
can go wake him up because it's starting to hurt a little bit. Well, y'all, I appreciate y'all coming. I'm about to go to
I
Walmart
love
and
you,
get.
Miss B. I'm so glad you're home and you're out of that freaking hospital. I know the food be nasty as hell sometimes, but sometimes they do got good hospital food. Um, but I am glad you're home and I'm glad you're up and feeling better. And A, you were on my mind last night. I don't know why, but I'm glad to see you. And Miss Rosie, I love you too. And I think I'm gonna go live today, y'all. I haven't been live in a while and I kind of miss y'all. So I
Hey,
think I'm gonna
Ellen.
go
Well, if
live.
you go live, I'll be there. I'm gonna wake my grandson up to go get my medicine cause my arm is starting to hurt a little bit.
Yeah, Miss
Um,
V, make sure you get plenty of rest and take care of yourself. And everybody, please say a prayer for Mama Terry. She's okay, but just it's good to say a prayer.
tell
She
Mama
ain't been
Terry I
feeling
love her.
she ain't been feeling too well. So
Tell her I love her. I miss seeing her in the chat.
yeah, she wasn't popping out with all the bullshit because a lot of people um that she really cared about and messed with, started beefing and she wasn't supporting none of it. So she stayed away from everybody.
Well, that's the way to do it, Bams.
Right, that's the best way to do it. So
Yeah.
and
Well,
Krista, yeah, Krista, y'all, I meant to tell y'all. She told me to tell certain people, but I'm gonna say what I know she won't mind saying. She did. I mean, she won't mind me saying she did email me, and just to let everybody know she is okay. I mean, she's going through a lot of stuff, and just keep her in your prayers. Um, Miss V, I'll call you later because I think she put your name in the email, and I know she put UP's name in the email, but I haven't really had a chance to talk to anybody.
well, I
So
know that
yeah,
Mama Terry is going through some stuff. I mean, she said a little bit like months back, but she really didn't go all into it. So, but I've been praying for Mama Terry. I really have.
and
Which
yeah,
I
prayers.
pray for everybody. Period. I do. I ask God to touch everybody you know that needs
I ain't gonna lie, I
healing.
don't pray for everybody. I'm
I
sorry.
do. Even the
I don't, and
ones
I don't
that.
mean to say that to sound like a bitch, but like I feel like some people just don't deserve like my prayers because I feel like my prayers are something like very I don't think sentimental is the right word, but it's something very special to me. Like so, I feel like some people aren't deserving of that.
Bam,
Well,
everybody
damn, even
deserves
if
to
they're
be
not
prayed for.
deserving, I think it makes you the better person if you.
Listen, Rosie, you and Bam stop saying that everybody, no matter what, deserves to be prayed for.
Okay, I understand that. I just feel like other people can pray for them. I don't have to. I mean, I might sound like a bitch, and I'm sorry. I don't mean to offend nobody or make
It's okay, Bam. Bam, you have the right to feel the way you feel. You do. That's your feeling. Nobody can tell your heart what to feel like. If you feel like that,
But
later on in life,
I could look at myself and that might be something that I can
Well, listen, this is what I'm going to pray about for you. I'm going to pray that God touch your heart. And that statement you just made, that God will fill your heart with love and joy, that you don't mind praying for anybody, even the people that you dislike,
I
even the
accept that.
people, even the people that dislike you, people
I
that talk
accept
bad
that
about you. Like,
100%, Miss V. I accept that.
y'all know that I've been drugged up and down these YouTube streets, but I pray for that girl. I do. I pray that God changes her heart. I pray for that girl every night. Every night I pray for that girl. Even though she's doing what she done to me and my children, I still pray for that girl every night. I do. I pray for her every single night that I pray. I mention her name when I pray.
See, this is the times I'm so glad I have ladies like y'all in my life.
I mean, this slide went totally left because I was just gonna come on here and
Well,
let
my
everybody know my
bad.
How
surgery
did
was
it go
good.
left, Miss V? This live did not go left. This live was great. I'm gonna go watch it from the beginning.
I mean, I just came on here to let everybody know I was okay, that the surgery went good, and
Okay, and you gave some wisdom, some knowledge, and understanding to the people, ma'am. Okay.
mhm, it went. I mean, I never expected it to go this way.
Well, I'm proud of you, sis. And you know why I'm proud of you? Because you did something that I've been trying to do. Like I be wanting to talk.
Thank you, Brill, sis.
I'm proud of
Well,
you.
look, Rosa, maybe we should do this once a week, or twice a week, or 3 times a week, or
Let's
every
spread some
day.
positivity out here, okay? Because the Lord knows the YouTube streets need it.
It's not enough positivity on this side of YouTube. So, how about we just bring positivity this way?
Okay, Miss
That
V, I'll
sounds
go
like
ahead
a
and jump
plan.
down. I love you. Thank you for letting me come up and saying my little piece. I appreciate it. And
I love
trust
you
me,
too, baby.
I will work on that. And I do accept that blessing if God decides to give it to me. So just know that. Yeah, I am
Okay.
open. I am open and my heart is open for new things for this new year.
Ma'am, you have a good heart. You really do. You're a sweet person. I
I
love
feel like
you.
it's getting cold though, Miss V. Honestly, like it is really honestly, I feel like it's getting cold, and it scares me.
Well, we're going to have to pray extra hard for you.
And we're how? Yeah, I need to talk to you anyway, Miss V. But I didn't want to, I didn't want to call and fuck with you because I knew you was in the hospital and stuff. But I'm glad you're home, and I'll call you later on. And Miss
Thank you,
Rosie, I'll
Bam.
call you
Call
too.
me or text me later on today.
Okay, you go get your medicine and get some rest.
I am.
Okay, love
After I
you.
go get my
Love you, Miss
medicine,
Rosie.
I'm going to get my daughter to help me take a shower.
Okay.
Um,
Make sure you put a bag over your arm.
well, we have the handheld shower.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
So, I'll just, wash up. Well, she'll wash up my
Well, it
top
don't matter.
part.
At least we know. At least we know you washing your ass. Unlike some people. Bye.
Bye, Bam.
Oh,
Abril, you right. We should do that. So,
hey, sis, make sure you got the band-aids that you can, they waterproof and whatnot. Make sure
well,
you
I
got
can't
those.
take this one off. The one they got on is waterproof. When I
Yeah.
go back the 27th for the post-op visit, he'll take it off and take the staples out. I don't even know how many staples is in. I didn't even ask him because I mean I was in and out when after surgery.
Well,
But
I'm
then
glad you
when the
told me that
surgeon
'cause
came in and told me about my heart and all, I had when he told me my heart had stopped, I forgot to even ask about the staples.
I'm glad you told me you didn't know how many, because I sure was about to break down and ask you, how many staples did you get?
I don't even know. I forgot to even ask. Cause I mean, when somebody comes in and tell you your heart stopped beating and you had to get shocked, I'm like, what? Your mind ain't thinking about nothing else but thanking God that you made it through. I mean, I was sitting in there praising the Lord in front of the doctors. I don't care. I was praising
Right.
God. I mean, my heart stopped and God decided he wasn't ready for me. And people made fun of me having a defibrillator, but this defibrillator saved my life.
That
You understand
part.
what I'm saying? I'm
And
still
like I
here.
said, sis, at the end of the day, you must remember you have a testimony. You feel me, sis? You have a testimony. Somebody somewhere is gonna need this.
Well, we want to have more live streams like this. I mean, I'll start setting it up. And I mean, if people watches it, they watch it. If they don't, they don't. Because I think everybody should be able to sit and tell their stories about, what's happened in their life.
Right.
Abril, I'll be praying for you, sis. So with that being said, yeah, Bams, they really did. I couldn't even type in Unspoken's chat that night. I was so, that medicine they had me on that first night. And I told everybody, excuse me, I told everybody in the chats, I said, please excuse the typos because that medicine they gave me, I mean, girl, I was higher than a giraffe's bottom lip.
And she ain't lying, y'all, because I tried to reach out to her too. And she gave me the same thing. She said, baby, I'm going to talk to you later because this medicine they got me on, I'm higher than a giraffe's ass.
Girl, I couldn't hardly hold my eyes open. And I wasn't asleep. I didn't go to sleep. It was just, I couldn't keep my eyes open. That medicine had me like, they was putting
So,
it in
y'all,
that IV too. Oh, man, I was hired and
look, she's
Cooter
not
Brown.
lying, y'all, because I tried to, when I reached out to her, when she did respond, she said, look, I'm going to try to talk to you later because this medicine they got me on, got me higher than a giraffe's ass. So I was like, oh, my God. Yeah.
And even Bam said something in the chat that night. Man, like I said, I was higher than a giraffe's bottom lip. But I didn't feel no pain that night though. But that next morning, that's what woke me up. Like, I didn't feel my arm from the outside, but you could still feel the inside.
Right.
Like,
So they didn't put you on the oh, I don't even like it, but the
hey,
pain
Triple.
drip, the pain drip where you hit
Yeah,
the
they was putting
button.
it through my IV. Girl, they're putting fentanyl through the IV. Shoot, like I said. I could scribble that one. No, you won't. I was hired in Cooter Brown.
Well, no,
I
I'm saying,
will triple.
I'm saying the one where they give you they put the button in your hand. They said when you feel the pain, hit the button.
No, they came in there and put it directly in.
Oh, I don't like that. Mm-mm.
Girl.
I don't
Well,
like
see,
that at
that's
all.
what I asked for because my daughter died from that. Um, it's easy to get addicted to painkillers, real easy. And I asked them not to put it in there because I don't take pain well, trust me. And I'm fighting through it as much as I can. Like right now,
Well,
my
now
shit's
you
hurting.
understand why I don't want to deal with doctors and things of that nature
But
because
Rosie, you can't do that. If your knee needs to be worked on, it's got to be worked on, or you're gonna be riding around in a wheelchair.
that's okay. It's a wheelchair.
Girl, bye. Go your ass to the doctor. But like a Brill said, Rosie, when we do these lives, we need to open with a prayer and end it with a prayer.
That's
So
right.
I'm getting ready to go and get my medicine. So we're gonna do a little prayer, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Father God, I ask that you touch all these people that is in this chat, Lord. You know their hearts, you know their desires, you know their pain, you know their sorrow. Lord, you know exactly what they need and when they need it. God, I pray that you touch all these people, Lord. Let them have a wonderful, blessed day. Get them through their pain, their sorrows. Lord, I pray that you let them have peace of mind, peace of soul, peace in heart. Dear Lord, I ask that you bless them all. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen. All right, sis. I'm gonna
So
let you get
I
ready.
will. So I will schedule another live, y'all, and we will talk. I mean, like I said, it doesn't hurt to talk about what you're going through. Um, if people make a mockery out of it, then that's those people, and I'm just gonna pray for them. That's it. But in the meantime, y'all, I'm gonna go on and get my medicine so I can come back home and get in the shower, do my little exercise, And I'm probably going to end up laying down after I take my medicine because I'm not used to taking medicine. And y'all pray, please pray that I don't need this medicine, that I can take a Tylenol and keep it moving. Because I don't like these painkillers. My daughter died from them, and I try my best to stay away from them. When I had my mouth worked on, I didn't even go fill the prescription because I'm afraid of painkillers. But I know God's got me. He's going to get me through it. He said if he brought you to it, he will bring you through it, and I believe it. So with that being said, I love each and every one of you. I hope y'all have a blessed day. And I will schedule another live. After this video ends, y'all can comment what's a good time for everybody, because I think this would be good, to do this type live stream more than once. You know what I mean? I
Yes,
think it'd be
ma'am. I
good.
told you I'm there for it. I told you.
So me, Rosie, you call me later on. Give me about 2 hours. I should be back home. You give me a call because I got to go pick the little baby up at school too. So call me in about 2 hours and we can start setting up our time.
Okay.
And we'll take it from there. Because I'm out of work for a little while, but you work. And I do consider your work schedule, your rest time, so we'll set this up on your time.
Okay.
Because my time is all day. I'm free for the next 6 weeks. I can't do nothing.
Oh,
So
wow.
I'll let you decide the time that fits your work schedule.
Okay.
All right, sis. And I love you. I love y'all.
I love
Abril,
you.
Bams, Triple, Granny, Cinnabon, Show Enough, A, Ellen. Who did I miss? Did I miss anybody? Abril.
Did
If
you
I
get
missed
Bam?
anybody, I'm sorry. I'm trying to go up. But I appreciate each and every one that came in. We're going to do this again, me and Rosie, if y'all like to join. We're going to come up with a title for our little podcast. And that's what we're going to call it, Rosie, a podcast, okay?
Okay.
And we'll come up with a little name for it. And we'll just sit here and talk about things that, that's heavy on our heart. We should be able to share it. And so that's what we're going to do. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and go. And I love each and every one of y'all. I'll schedule this live, or me and Rosie schedule this live together. And like Abril said, we'll start it with a prayer and we'll end it with a prayer. And in the meantime, in between time, y'all stay blessed, never stress, peace, love, and happiness. And may God bless each and every one of y'all. Bye.
Bye, sis. Love you.
I love you too. I love y'all.